it's Emma Mills here and welcome to episode 180 of MiTV, and this episode is dedicated to all of those people that are thinking about getting some help, know they need some help, would really love to know what it's like to work with a virtual PA before they press go on it, that actually would like to understand what it's like to not have somebody employed who can be a part of the team, who can take the processes and all the information out of your head and who can make the process as easy as possible. So I thought, what better way to do it in this week's MiTV than to actually speak to one of our clients who's only been with us for a short period of time, 4 or 5 weeks, but today has literally just been in recording some videos with his virtual PA because he considers her so much a part of the team. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Greg and myself, just talking about what his experience has been like. So I get asked a lot, like what it's like to have a virtual PA, and I can understand it's difficult to actually visualise like why you should have one, what it's like to work with one if you've not got somebody sat in your office. And I thought, what better way to actually explain what it's like to work with a virtual PA than to chat to one of our lovely clients. So I'm sat currently with Greg from Press for Attention PR. Greg, I guess if you'd like to tell us a little bit more about what you do and what you made you reach out for a virtual PA.
Yeah, so really people hire me to put them in the papers, and I spend a lot of my day writing and juggling and balancing all sorts of tasks for all sorts of people, but in and amongst that are lots of little things that can fall through the gaps, and me being me will try to pick them all up, but I don't want to be dropping anything, so I was thinking, how am I going to get better at this from almost like the customer service point of view? So that's when I started looking around at my options, really.
Nice. So we've been working together now for about 4 or 5 weeks,
yep,
potentially. I guess it would be really great if you could chat through, like, I guess what you were expecting it to be like, or to work with a virtual PA. I know you have worked with one before, haven't you? And what it's actually been like.
Yeah, I mean,
and the impact.
Yeah, the impact is it's all about, without being too crude about it, but what's your time worth per hour and what could I be doing with my hour better? And when I sort of sat down with you guys and you kind of pulled out of me all the stuff I was doing in a day-to-day job and in the week and in the month what I could be doing, it actually showed me that I was wasting a lot of time and I could be spending it better. So I was surprised by that because it was an eye-opener to me, but also just how it's freed me up to go and do what I do best, and knowing that I can brief you pretty quickly on something that normally I'd have ended up frankly faffing about with or procrastinating or not doing at all means I can now get things done.
Okay. And in that first 4 or 5 weeks, what would you say the experience has been like? Like, has it been relatively easy? Because I know a lot of clients, or people might think it feels like hard work to start working with someone, to give information, to get the ball rolling with process, to like offload what's in their head, to get someone in their world working with them. Like, what has that been like?
I think it's actually really useful as a business owner to actually write down post-it note style on all the things you are doing. And because I was coming on board with you, I wanted to get it right, and we did that. That's been really instructive to me, to show me what it is I'm not doing. And then the whole thing about how people worry about passwords and cards, and I've not booked a train for the last 5 weeks. It's been brilliant. I even rebooked one for me this morning because there was a better one available. So it's just things like that which I'm just won't get around to doing, or won't do it as well, and I shouldn't be doing, which means I can spend more of the time doing this kind of stuff.
So, Greg, you've been working with Francesca and our PA team one-on-one for the past 4 or 5 weeks. What would you advise somebody that's thinking about getting some support and is unsure about it?
Probably take a bit of a bravery pill. It's frankly far easier to outsource to someone and then make a correction than it is an employee. So it's getting those things out of your head as the business owner and thinking, really, should I be doing this and this and this? And asking people like you guys, how do you do this? Because I've been doing it this way for 15 years. It doesn't mean it's the right way. And I've sent things to Francesca and she's challenged me on it. And why would you do it that way? Wouldn't it be better to maybe do it this way? And it's just being a bit open and just thinking, there might well be a better way to do it. And we'll work it as it goes along, because things will change. I'm sure they'll change. But having the flexibility in terms of support from you guys will mean that we can react to that and work it through as it comes.
Nice. And I think the thing for me that's been really cool over the past 4 or 5 weeks, and it's a two-way relationship, isn't it, that you've taken Francesca in as a part of your team. Yep. She's going on the website, you're recording scripts for her, and I guess it's just, I know a lot of people might think a virtual PA sits virtually somewhere in the ether, but it doesn't have to be like that, does it? They can
No.
fully be a part of the team.
No, and if they're going to kind of get on with the business owner, which I hope you're doing, then they need to kind of understand what's going on in each other's minds and get a bit more interactive, because it's not just a note-taking exercise. This is about trying to sort of leverage the whole business better, and by getting Francesca more involved, I think we're doing that.
I hope Greg's description of his experience so far is really helpful, even just from a point of view of what it is like to outsource and the importance of getting the right relationship with somebody that you can, chat to about stuff that's going on in your business. You don't want just somebody you give tasks to, they get them done, and you don't hear from them. You want somebody that you can work with, somebody intelligent, somebody that can suggest and improve where they can. Greg is a solopreneur ultimately, and for him, his business is a lifestyle business. He wants to keep it like that, but he needs the right people around him so that he can focus on the fun stuff ultimately, so that he can focus on what he does best. I hope Greg's description has been helpful for you. I hope it gets your head out of the dirt and into the clouds. And if you'd like to know more about what it's like to work with a virtual PA, then just click the link below. Drop me an email. You know where I am. Just hit me up. And I'll see you next week for episode 181. See you then. Bye-bye.